Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an editing video this time. And I'm doing this video because 36 on 22 once told me I'd love to learn how to time blend, might be a good how-to video. And also Morris Gentry, one of my goals is for 2026 is to learn how to do a time blending. So in this video today we're going to do it from start to finish. So first we're going to go into the field taking the pictures, and afterwards we're going to blend them together. First in Lightroom we're going to do some basic editing, and afterwards in Photoshop we bring everything together to make a nice beautiful time blending. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting this video off with a beautiful time blending of this town, Klepe in Belgium. And I've got this beautiful vantage point, a beautiful view in this landscape. I'm taking pictures every few minutes, or when the light is changing a little bit. So I've already took photos with all the lights from the city, and now I'm actually waiting for some nice light to fill up the landscape that I can blend into this picture. On the church in this landscape or in this town, we already are getting some glow from the bouncing lights. Whoa, I don't know if you can see that, but we got really nice colors in the sky. The sunrise is lighting up the sky. Quickly gonna take another picture. I think I'm gonna blend in some orange glow into the sky, just a little bit above the trees in our landscape, above the horizon. And then on top, on this picture, I'm gonna blend in the picture with the stars, and then the bottom will be this beautiful tree here on our left, or a part of this tree, a beautiful leading a line with the fence and all the grass that's onto the fence, and then the lights in this town. So what I'm doing right now is, as long we got color from the sunrise on the clouds in this composition, I'm gonna take a picture every minute or so, every 2 minutes, something like that. When the sunrise is over, that's our next moment of this time blending. I'm gonna wait for the sunlight to cast some light onto this landscape, and also checking the photos on the back of the screen, so to see if my sky isn't overexposed, because if our sky is overexposed, it's info in this photo that's just lost. It's just white nothingness. We don't have any pretty colors anymore in the sky. So the best part for me, for the sunrise is over. I got a photo with some warm tones in it. We got the layer for the lights of this town. We got the layer for the stars, a layer for the beautiful sunrise. And now I just want to have a photo to use as a layer, as if there's going to be a beautiful sunlight covering this beautiful landscape. So it's really a composite photo with all different elements of this morning combined in one photo. Alrighty, so I've got all the parts that we need. Finally we got the sunlight, we got even sunlight here in front of our photo. So I think this photo is gonna be perfect. So let's go into the studio and blend this photo together and see what we can create. So now we are in the studio and we're gonna edit this photo. And because I already edited this photo for the previous video, I already have my selection made for like 6 photos right now. And we're gonna do a quick edit on one of the photos to see a little bit how my workflow is. You can see this picture is the sunrise with some orange glow in the sky and some pinkish colors into the clouds. Just gonna do a little bit of basic editing. I'm gonna bring down the highlights, not too much, because we don't want to exaggerate. Gonna bring up the shadows and open up a little bit of the overall exposure, because I'm also gonna use a little bit of the landscape, the little bit of the glow in this landscape. So that's why I'm gonna bring up the exposure, bring down the highlights a little bit, a little bit more, because with bringing up the exposure, there's a lot more light coming into the highlights here. And I also don't want to clip my highlights. This arrow is going to show me if my highlights are going to be clipped. For example, if I exaggerate my highlights, you see all this red here coming into this picture. That means our highlights are clipped. I'm gonna bring down the clarity a little bit because I want the sky to be very soft. And vibrance, I always go to plus 20 vibrance for my pictures. That's something, a sweet spot for me that I like. And actually that's it what I'm gonna do for this picture. Also, don't forget to click remove chromatic aberration. It will remove all the nasty or weird colors around subjects and enable profile correction. It will correct the curve from your lens. Like if I put it off, you can see it, it switches. This is a little bit of the basic editing that I did for all the 6 pictures that I have here. That's right, I resetted this one. So first we're gonna do this. For this picture I only want the lights in the city. This is also the picture that I'm gonna use for the spill light into the landscape. So I have one picture here with that I'm gonna use for the normal lights in the city or in this town, and then I'm gonna use this to just make a little bit more spill light into the landscape. A little bit warmer because the lights are warm in the picture. I'm gonna look at the pictures so that I'm doing a bit of the right temperature in the lights. So when I'm blending them in, it's not a crazy difference. I've edited all my photos on a Mac. I'm gonna do Command A, select them all, right click, edit in, open up as layers in Photoshop. That's very important because Photoshop is gonna put all the layers on top of each other. Alright, the photos are loaded into Photoshop. This I'm gonna use for base layer, the sunrise that I want to use into the sky, and on top of that one I want to have the stars in the sky. I'm gonna put this layer on lighten, so only the bright parts of this picture are exposed. You can see it already here also with the lights, but you can see the lights is very orange, very yellow. They're too harsh. I'm gonna put a mask over it, Command I, and reverse this mask. Then I'm gonna use B for brush, make it a little bit bigger. So now the star picture is hidden beneath our black mask here. I'm gonna put the opacity from our brush around 40 something, and the flow also the same. Make the brush a little bit bigger, and then softly I'm gonna paint in with the white brush to reveal our night sky, reveal the stars that I want to have in this picture. I'm not used to photographing stars because in Belgium we don't see them a lot, but it seems like slowly but surely starting to see them more and more into the night sky. So that's a great thing, so I can learn more to photograph the stars in this tree, make it a little bit natural or flow into this tree, so that's not like you can see it from a mile away, that it's a blended in picture. Alright, so we got our stars in our picture, and for some reason also a little bit of the lights. So I have my black selected here for my brush, make my brush a little bit smaller, probably because I'm using a very soft brush, so the edges of this brush are very soft, and that's why probably the lights here in the town also got lit up from a night sky picture. Make the opacity a little bit more, so it's going to be a little bit faster to blend it out again. And also with this picture for the sunrise, it's easy for me that I don't need to blend my layers together. Something that I forgot to do, guys, very important, super important. I'm gonna select all the layers and gonna do edit and auto align otherwise. I've started this video over because I forgot it the first time. Otherwise, pictures are not going to be aligned. And if the pictures are not aligned, the houses and the lights is going to be off, and we're going to get some very really weird shifting in the picture. That looks pretty okay. I'm going to do it with the base layer. Here we got a little bit of, I think, a shift. Yeah, a super small shift, but I don't think we're gonna see it. Whoa, what have I done here? Alright, so the mask is back for a star photo, and we can go ahead with our photo editing. So this picture I think is a little bit too cold. I want to blend in the lights. The lights are okay, but the blue is a little bit too blue. So I'm gonna do the midtones. I'm gonna make it a little bit warmer so that the blue in this blue hour picture is gone. So it's much easier for me to blend it in. The color balance layer, I linked it only to this picture so that it doesn't affect any other picture. Now I'm gonna put this one on a lighten and see what it does. So it's a bit too much. I'm gonna leave it like it is. I'm gonna put on a filter on it. I'm gonna make it black. Or maybe I'm gonna use lighten. Sorry guys, I'm just going with the flow and see what we can do. I have my brush set on white. I'm gonna change the opacity to 33, flow also the same amount, and now softly I'm gonna blend in the lights. And I don't care too much if I'm blending in the lighter part of this picture. Just don't want to make my sunrise too bad here, so opacity to 42 and flow also, because it was going a little bit too slow for my taste. The layer underneath is a little bit lighter, but I can change that afterwards to make it a little bit darker again. Normally I would put the layer off and see where all my lights are. So blend it in here. So I'm gonna do this very quickly, otherwise it's gonna take too long. And also here in the corner, this building here was also lit up, but if I'm gonna blend it in right now, it's gonna take a lot of time, and I don't want to waste your time, because I think you know or can see what I'm doing right now. This part is like really a part of taste. You have to see how much light you want to blend in. It's an artistic way of doing your pictures. So we got the lights in our town, we got our beautiful sunrise, we got the stars. I'm gonna use this layer to here for this part, the spill light into the landscape, and also I'm gonna use a color balance layer for this one. I'm gonna warm it up so it's easier to blend it in. But this one we're gonna do super softly, because we don't want to have too much of this spill light. So this is a layer that you have to be very careful with. You don't exaggerate, but just use a little bit of the spill in the landscape to make the light reaching a little bit further, or the surface that's the light is touching a little bit bigger. It gives the picture a little bit more, I guess, when you have a little bit of that soft spill light. Now let's see this layer. It's my base layer. It's a normal exposed layer. I'm not gonna use it for now, but I want to use this one with the sunlight in it. Maybe make it a little bit warmer, so it matches our base layer here, and maybe bring down the brightness a little bit because it's still a morning shoot. So if I blend in parts that I don't actually want into this picture, I still can correct them, make it still a little bit warmer. So now I'm gonna do a blending again. Something is wrong here. It's too yellow. Yeah, that was a problem. I didn't link my layers here, my color correction layers, to this one picture. That's why the layer was, the photo was all yellow. I'm gonna blend in some sunlight. I only want the light parts. If I put the layer off, you can see. So only, oh no, I need to do it normal because I also want the cows in this picture. Alright, so I'm gonna blend in the sunlight here. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna copy this layer because I want to put this one on Lightroom, and I told you the cows are not visible in the Lightroom picture, but this one is still on normal, this group of the picture. So now with the Lightroom, with this picture on Lightroom, I just can blend in the sun only without losing the lights that I painted into this picture. If the picture is on normal, a few minutes ago I've painted out a little bit of the lights, so, and that's not what I'm going for, but I just want to paint in the sunlight a little bit. This is a very artistic thing because it's something that we not always do, paint in the sunlight, because it, maybe if you exaggerate, it could kill your picture if not done correctly. And it's also not a lot in this one. Oh no, I was painting with my brush black and I didn't see that I was not painting anything. I want to paint in the sunlight here in the front. I'm gonna blend in a little bit more again from or blend out again a little bit of this picture because it was a little bit too greenish, too green for my taste. So I'm gonna go over this picture again a little bit for the sunlight. Alright, so that's enough for the sun. Now I want to gonna delete this layer and put a new layer on top of it. Oh, I forgot a little bit of the previous one. So the sunlight here, white selected. And this is all a matter of taste, how much you want to paint in. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Open this folder and put the mask on it, invert it, and now I want my cows here in this picture. So it's a little bit too green. I'm gonna lower the opacity a little bit, make the brush smaller, and don't make it too much like a halo around the cows, and make it a little bit look normal because it's a little bit too much. I'm gonna group it, make a copy out of it, and then this group I'm gonna merge the layers, zoom in, and gonna clean up this part a little bit. I'm gonna use the remove tool. And now I'm gonna do Command S. It's gonna save the picture and it's gonna save it back into Lightroom. And in Lightroom, I'm gonna remove this border here, the white border that we don't want. And on the original picture, I also removed this part here, something like this. That's the way how I edit in a very fast way, but these are the steps that I do to create a time blending of a picture. So, but when I'm doing it in real life, I'm going much slower. I'm using a pen to brush in the light that I really want and not go with a big brush over everything and light everything up. So it's a little bit nicer when I'm taking my time. I hope you learned something, and let me know if you are going to use the same techniques that I'm going to use, and maybe tag me in a photo if you put it on Instagram or something, or tell me where I can see the photo. But I'm really curious what you're going to make with your time blending. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.